Hi, my name is Parag Paul and welcome back in a new lecture. In this lecture, we will discuss about the analysis of portal frame with application of different kind of load patterns. Okay, so let's get start. As I told you earlier also, what you have to do, go in the file, click on new model, okay, and there will be a one pop-up will reflect you the few basic dimensions. Okay, so click on here automatically whatever you used in last file that will reflect you now. Click on OK. As you click on OK, obviously this kind of pattern will ask you to provide the grid number. So as I told you, the number of lines what you have to provide just put over here. Now in this video I am providing the three lines, three grid patterns I want. Okay, in y direction I am not bothered about the anything, I am giving just one. In x direction, the spacing, whatever I'm giving, it is only the 5 meter, and the grid in y direction, I'm just giving the 3 meter. Okay. After that, the story height, okay, I want only one single story with 3 meter height. Clear? Click on OK. As you click on OK, you will get to know the three different window in which the different kind of grid pattern you can see. Okay, just wait for a few seconds, it will give you the exact display. So you can see, as you can see, there is a 2D view and 3D view. In 3D view, this kind of portal frame you can see right now, and here you can see in the front way. Okay, so here, what exactly we are going to do is we are going to do the all that process what I teach you earlier. Okay, and after that we will check how much amount of deflection and shear forces occur in this kind of portal frame. Let's get started. So first of all, just click the project, check the design preferences. If all are present, then it is okay. Click on minus button, then check the structural wizards. The grid one over here only because we provided only single grid. Click over here, go to the properties, select on material, right click and add new. Okay, so click on Indian. We are using concrete material. We are using M25 grade of concrete today. Click on OK. Everything is okay. Okay. Then go to the frame section, right click, add new property, concrete rectangular. First assign the column sizes. So we are assign the column sizes as column 300 by 300. Okay. So depth is 300 and width is also 300. Okay. Click on OK. After that, again, go over here, right click and add new property, which is a beam one. Select here, write beam 400 by 300. Okay. And material is you have to check to M25. Click over here, the 400 as a depth and 300 as your width. Now you can see in last column portion, we did not select, okay, the material. So how can do that? Just select the property, right click, okay, and click on modify, right? So this kind of corrections you have to understand. I I personally made a mistake, to show you how to modify the any kind of frame section. Then again go over here and click on M25 and then click OK. So it will change. If you want to if you want to see how it is look like, again click over here, right click and check modify. Okay, so you can see the all data, right? Cancel. So now after that, first you need to go in a plan section. Okay, just go on a story baseline. Okay, and change in elevation. Okay, in this one manner, apply. Okay, so you can see we have three grid pattern today. This is our beam and these are our columns. So just minimize it, minimize. After that, click on here. As you click on here, frame structure, the type of line it should be frame. The property, what you have to assign is should be the first we are going to assign the beam. Okay. Then click on here and click on here. Okay. It's selected. After that, go here and select the column, then select over here, select here, and select here, right? And click here. So you can see automatically all the pop-up window will back. After that, click on cursor and select the supports. When you select the support, the cross mark will appear like this. Okay. After that, go to the assign, go to the joint, restrain. If you want to provide a fixed support, click on fix. If you want to provide the hinge support, click on hinge. So I want to provide a hinge support today. Click on hinge and apply. Okay. So hinge support will attach, right? After that, we will going to provide the loading pattern. Different load I am going to provide today. So we are going to provide the uniformly distributed load. Okay. So assign. First, you need to select the beam. Okay. I select this beam and select this beam also. Assign the frame load, distributed load of 25 kilonewton, gravity. Apply. Okay. Now one more load I want to provide is that select this one, select only that span, go to assign, provide frame load, but I want to provide the point load. So you can see it asks you like how much amount of load you want to provide. So consider from this point to this point, like grid to grid distance is 5 meter, right? So here this is 0, make it as 2 meter distance, make it as okay, okay, 1 meter distance, okay, 2, just wait a minute, 1 meter distance and 1 meter distance. So relative distance from end one and absolute distance from end one. So here what I have to do is, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll go for the absolute distances. Absolute distances mean first, you can provide a particular distance, like on particular distance, you can provide that particular value. So 0, 2, 3, and 4.5. What does it means? Like at 0 point, how much amount of load you want to provide, you can provide over here. At 2 meter distance, how much amount of load you want to provide, you can click over here. So I'm going to provide the 10 kilonewton load at 2 meter distance. Click on apply. Okay, so you can see the 10 kilonewton load applied over here. Now I want to provide the load at this size. Okay, so select this column. So select this column, go to assign, frame load, and I'm going to provide the distributed load over here. Okay, so I'll provide the minus of 25. Okay, so I'll provide a 25 kilonewton distance in the X direction. Click on apply. Okay, you can see the directions, how it work. Okay, it is very important to assign the direction because when you assign the load from this to this direction, it should be positive. But when you are providing the load from this to this direction, it should be negative. So if you are going to assign the load over here, how you can assign? Select the column first, go to the assign, frame load, distributed load. Okay, need to provide the load from this to this direction, select minus 25. Okay, and it should be global X. Apply. Okay, so you can see the load over here. Understand? Now after that, just run the analysis and let's fit just the two portal frame model, save. Okay, and wait for a minute. So you will get to know the shear forces and stresses. So you can see this kind of the bending will occur in our portal frame when we provide this kind of the loading conditions. Okay, so if you want to see this model in 3D, just click on here. Okay, so you can see the model in 3D, right? And after that, let's check the shear force and bending moment. So first we'll check the shear forces here. Okay, so how can see? Just click over here, click here, moment with value. Okay, okay. Now I want to see this in another frame. like this. Okay. Again, if you click here, again it will be look in 3D. Click here, you will get the value in 2D. Okay, like this. So you can see the 42, okay, 42 kilonewton the shear is a bending kilonewton into meter shear force at this point. 33.2848 kilonewton into meter at this point. If you want to see in proper way, just click on a plan. Okay, apply. Okay, you can see from the top view also. Okay, if you want to see the elevation, click on A, apply. Okay, so you can see the side elevation also. Okay, if you want to see in a plan, click on base, apply. Okay, and now you can check the shear forces. But at the base, no shear forces will occur. So what you have to do in plan, click on story one, apply. Okay, so you can see this kind of the portal frame, the shear forces you can see. So just click on here. We will check the shear forces with value, apply. Okay, so these are the shear forces what we got from our this model. Okay, if you want to check the bending moment, click again over here. Sorry, the shear forces, click here, apply, shear 2, apply. Okay, so you can see the shear forces like this. Okay, you can see when we provide a point load over here, this particular load distribution is changed. Okay, you can see, right? What does it mean? It means there is a possibility to get a maximum crack at this point, or our beam will start the the cracking formation can start from this point. So you need to focus on this kind of loading conditions. Okay, so try this model in your PC. Make sure practice it. Okay, and if you like this video, again watch and again try. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.